Well, I first started thinking about cross country the second track ended. That was at Jacksonville, Florida at the NCAA Division I Regional Championships. Didn't do so hot, so I was immediately looking forward to getting a head start on the cross country season and in the summer how I could prepare. And the first thing I did was take a nice long break. I went on summer training at Pro-Trimid East, so I was hopping all over the East Coast and just not worrying about running for about 2 weeks straight. And then I got home after Pro-Trimid was over, and I took a few more days off because I realized that I'd had some muscle imbalances that I needed to take care of. So I started heading to a physical therapist to learn more exercises that I can do to become stronger in the core area, around the hips. So I was really working on that for the first couple weeks while easing back into running. And one of my biggest plans of the summer was to go take a training trip to the mountains. And I went by myself to Estes Park, Colorado, and I stayed with some family friends there. They have a cabin out just outside of town there, and it sits at about 8,000 feet elevation. So I spent 2 weeks in Colorado training on my own, just running mileage every day, just regular easy runs, enjoying the lack of oxygen. And after Colorado was done, I traveled a little farther west and went to team camp in Truckee, California, which is just outside of Lake Tahoe. And I really enjoyed team camp with all the guys. We were all together. It was the top 15 guys from last season in cross country. Coach Cantello and our team captain John Sweeney decided who the 15 guys were. I was one of them, luckily. And so we all hung out for about 2 weeks and were just running the mountains again. It was about 6,000 feet elevation for those 2 weeks. So I spent a total of 4 weeks this summer at elevation in the mountains, and I think that has really made a tremendous impact on my aerobic fitness going into the season. And I got home for another 2 weeks after Truckee, California, and I was in St. Louis at home, so along the river flats, and I was just training on my own a little bit more, building up more miles, and the whole time I was making sure that I was engaging in supplementary strength work, such as swimming and cycling, and doing a lot of upper body work to make sure that I'm well balanced all around. So that was my summer in a nutshell. Well, one of the biggest emphasis that I put on the team is that we're all super talented and we can all hang together. That is one thing that Navy's always been great at, and one of the most intimidating things that Navy puts out on the race courses. We are just a tight, unbreakable pack. That we can all run together. The way our workouts are structured every day in practices, we're all together. We have what's called the bus, where we're in two columns of runners, and everyone just stays together. We practice that every day. So what I try to emphasize before a race to guys individually is that, hey, we've done this in workouts, we've stayed together, you know you can hang with everybody else, and we need you to do that today. And I trust them that they'll be able to do it. They trust me that I'll be able to do my job to keep a fast pace and to not falter. And we have a lot of dependable guys on the team. We've got a really, really solid top 4 right now. We've also got first class Zach Hebda, second class Sam Peckham, first class team captain John Sweeney, and me. We're the top 4 guys. We've been pretty much inseparable so far in these last 3 races, and it's been great. What's really interesting that I try to emphasize to a lot of the guys is that we have a lot of spots open for grabs, such as the 5, 6, and 7 spots, which are the last 3 spots for varsity. They're pretty much up for grabs from anybody. So I try to emphasize that as a motivation for guys to say, hey, you stick with us, we'll get in these top spots, and you get to be one of the top 7 guys for Navy. And that's pretty awesome, that so many guys have an opportunity for that. So I think, in conclusion for that question, is that there's just a lot of motivation to stick together. And when there's a lot of confidence up front with us top 4, you have that confidence in the back as well that, hey, these guys are going to do their job, I'm going to do my job too. Well, the great thing about championship season is that there's plenty of regular season meets beforehand to test ourselves. And with running, it's pretty much every single meet is a test of how you've been doing. And we've been performing really well so far. So that is just good for building our confidence as a team, that we know that we can keep up that kind of pace. the training we've been doing, Coach gives us a lot of really good workouts early in the season that help us dial in on a fast pace, which if we're going to achieve the goals we want to achieve as a team this year, we're going to have our fifth man, who is our last scorer. He's going to have to be able to run 5-minute pace for 5 miles, and that would put us where we want to be. Patriot League-wise, we're going in strong. We came off of a close win last year when we had some inconsistencies last year late in the season. I was a part of that. But this year, we should be much stronger and more consistent. And I have every single confidence that we'll be very successful come Patriot Leagues. And in fact, I'm so confident about Patriot Leagues that I think we should be looking forward to regionals even more and put that even higher on our list of priorities.
Good.
Well, individually, I try to put up a strong cross-training regimen. So I try to swim and cycle and lift weights a couple times each week on top of base of running. So I spend about 85% of my time exercising just running. And I try to make quite a bit of that easy running. You want to have a strong base of just easy aerobic capacity building running. And then a little bit of that will be faster running because you don't want to burn yourself out too early. But I try to do a lot of cross training because I respond very well to it. Just this morning, I was in the pool doing aqua jogging, and I've been started doing that this summer. And it's a running-specific, low-impact activity that I really advocate for endurance athletes like myself. I'm trying to spread that message to the guys around the team, and everybody's starting to engage in more strength work and more injury prevention, strengthening work, and it's really making a difference. So I also try to do regular swimming on top of that. That's a really great workout outside of running. Also, I try to cycle as much as I can. It's great leg strengthening. Overall, about 3 times a week or 4 times a week, I'll do a cross-training workout. And then the biggest thing is that you don't want to do too much too early. I kind of hinted at that a little earlier. The big emphasis on the team this year is that we are not going to hammer too hard too early. It's a long season. We've got to be at top peak shape in November, and it's September right now. So we can't be hammering our brains out so early. We got to wait to strike when the moment is right. So that would probably be the biggest thought that's in my head training day to day, is that we got to wait. The time will be right soon, but it's not right now. So just keep on grinding it out, put in a little bit of good work each day, and everything will come together when the time is right come November.